you're going to commit to become an entrepreneur. So when you start pulling together the team, start ensuring, start talking to the team about if we win, are we committed? Are we committed after graduation 1 year that I'm going to work on this company and we will start the company and make it successful, because all the efforts put out by us, it is support to you. We don't want a B-plan competition. We don't want just an innovator alone. We want an innovator who can become an entrepreneur. That is where the team plays a major role. And if you look at our template for your business proposal, it talks about the team. There is a major section. And what that talks about is about having a skills, multiple skills, because entrepreneurship is an art. And you can learn the art, but you may be very good in painting. Someone could be good in sculpting. But all of that come together, you can build an amazing temple. So this is the same, you are applicable to the entrepreneurship as well, that bring talent, bring your friends in joining you and submitting this, but ensure that each person brings a different kind of a skill. But if you bring people who are with the multiple capabilities, one person can focus on technology, one can know how to do marketing, one can know how to do the sales, one can look at the design. So when you look at this, friends, just not only look at from the technology perspective and how all of you are aligned with the technology, try to understand the skill of your friends, so that bring complementary skills so that you as a team are very successful. We have seen in the past team which come together very good in technology wise, but they don't want to go out in sales. They don't want to go talk to the people in the field. They are afraid, or they're not happy to go to the farmers and understand their problem, because they feel that they don't have the capability. So this is why it's very important to have a complementary skills and ensure that each one is good on one thing. If we have these things, the team is broken out into 4 or 5 areas. If you look at that, we start telling about somebody who can good in marketing, somebody who can technically very good, somebody in product design, somebody in sale, somebody is about putting together all of that is a nice financial plan, because the numbers are very important as well, that financial numbers, how much it's going to cost you to create a product, how much you are going to sell on it, how much profit you are going to make it. So some basic understanding of the financial is very important. Make sure that one of your person in your team has this financial experience as well. So when you're filling out the team, get the complementary skills, so that when you have a complementary skill, you will start appreciating each one. When everyone start having a similar skills, you'll start fighting, because whose idea is best. When you all have complementary skills, when the role is defined very clearly, then you'll start respecting each role, because many of this competition, what we've seen when the proposal come in, it is more towards technology, it's more towards the product. That what is missed out in your marketing, we have put the word something called target addressable market. So when I said you solve a common problem for India, there is 1.3 billion people, that's your market. That is your target addressable market. In that, if you are going to solve a problem for a farmer, then there is a 50% of that employed is in agriculture. So that is your serviceable market. So like that, you can start looking at India's population, create a segment, what product that you are making, and which segment you are going to target, what is the size of the segment. You should analyze this data. You should start talking to people in the segment, identify somebody in your team who is good in marketing, who is good in analyzing this market information, go talk to people, come back with the results that yes, the segment what we are targeting, it's going to be capable of solving this problem. So that is why the team is very important, because when you do the first proposal, ensure that bring a team which can provide a complementary skills. The second is about, as I mentioned, we are not looking at only innovator alone. We are looking at entrepreneur. That means that if you are willing to jump in to start a company, all of us here at NSR Cell and Texas Instrument, Government of India, we are all ready to support you with your funding, with your support on mentoring, with providing you space, provided connect in solving this problem. So while we are ready to commit all of that, what are you going to commit? You're going to commit to become an entrepreneur. So when you start pulling together the team, start ensuring, start talking to the team about if we win, Are we committed? Are we committed after graduation 1 year that I'm going to work on this company and we will start the company and make it successful? Because all the efforts put out by us, it is support to you. But if you're not ready and if you chose the wrong person after you won, and if you're not committed, so you are lost the opportunity, right? Because there are 26,000 applications we received last year, and you are robbing the opportunity of this another 25,000 who did not get through. So I want you to be ensured that when you put together the team, that commitment is the number one. Talk to your parents, ensure that it is a very serious thing. It is not a college competition, it's to just go have fun. It is beyond the competition. If you win, you have an opportunity to create a company. You have an opportunity to create jobs. You have an opportunity to create the very important problems of India. Look at these many successful entrepreneurs in India providing thousands of jobs, right? Created new industries. Tomorrow, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, somebody could look at you as a role model about solving this problem, creating jobs. So that is why it's very important now. Talk to your team and yourself. Make sure that you're all committed to become an entrepreneur, not just stand at innovator alone. The next is about when you define the team, ensure that each one has a role. Because many common problem that we see when people coming together, that everybody is equal and then everybody is involved in decision making, you won't be able to move forward faster. Ensure in that team, choose a CEO, choose a marketing head, choose a technical person, choose a product person, so that each one have a different role. A CEO is a person who is able to make the final call. You can discuss, come up with a solution, but when you are in an argument, a CEO should be able to help you to make a call. But whatever it is, right or wrong, but CEO's call is final. The team you should be abide by, you should be standing by with the CEO so that you take this company forward. So that's about team. It's coming back to about this market side. As I mentioned, go deeper on the problem statement, ensure that the problem that you're finding out is very unique and the solution that you start looking at is innovative, so that when you go to the market, you have to compete with others, right? If you start working about products and if it's already people in the market, then you are competing with them. So if the product is not innovative, competing with the existing product is going to be tough. So analyze the competition, analyze, because many of the startups today or many of the innovators come forward, they will say, who's your competition? No, my idea is the best in the world, zero competition. Nobody is going to believe that. Because today in many of the ideas what we have seen in the country, what we call, these are all called pull ideas, right? There are push ideas, there are pull ideas. What is push ideas is that you have very innovative ideas, nobody thought about a product, right? Take your mobile phone. All of you have mobile phone today. Your mobile phone do not have a keyboard. 20 years back, if someone come to you and say that I will give you a mobile phone without keyboard, you would laugh at that, right? This is called push product. An entrepreneur figured out there is a new technology, there is a new product that I'm going to push it down to people that people never imagined about the product. When the person saw the product, they loved the product. But a year back, if you asked them, do you want a product like this? They would have told no. So that's called push product. Unfortunately, in India, we have zero push products. All are pull products. What that means, we see a problem and we try to find a solution for it, bring technology to it. So this is called a pull product. Pull means that a customer already has a pain. She knows I have a pain and looking for somebody is going to solve the pain. So the moment I solve a solution that is solving the pain, I'm going to pull the product. I'm going to buy the product. So all of you are in this pull product. That means that you need to understand the customer more. You need to understand the competition more, because if you're already selling the similar product in the market, how you're going to compete? Or you're going to find a new customer segment who has the same pain point, how to validate the pain point. So another myth people have is, if I start discussing my idea, somebody is going to copy. The ideas are nothing. It is all about the execution. That's what we are not an idea competition. We are also looking for an entrepreneur. So it is all about the execution, how well you're going to execute your idea. That is why it is important to build a comprehensive team which has a complementary skills. The next is about understanding the customer problem very deeper, going and talking to them, understanding the problem. Once you understand the problem, then come back, figure out a technology solution for it, go back to the same person who has a pain point to understand that how this your proposed solution would solve it. So spend more time on the field. Don't sit on the search engine, start looking for problems and solution, because this is what many people do. If it's easy for you to find a solution through internet, it is easy for around 1,000 more people as well, because we are looking for an innovative solution. If the solution is not innovative, you're not going to get through. As I said, we are getting 26,000 applications last year. This year we are hoping to get more, from 26,000 to 100 to 50 to the top 10. Look at the rigorous filtration process going on. That means if your product is not innovative, you're going to fall through part of this 25,000. You're not going to come through at all. So it is very important. Get out of the internet, go look at the field, come back, and finding a solution, utilize the internet, finding the technology solution which is very unique. But finding problems, you got to get out of the building, talk to as many people whose problem that you're going to solve, so that you're able to understand the problem deeper, and then come back and solution. Then other area which we see a problem is about, we tend to emulate what is working in developed countries. Many of the solutions that we saw people apply, it is already established in Europe or US on Israel, right? Many of the people looking at agriculture solution would copy from Israel. Many of the technology solution it copy from US. So don't just copy just a developed country solution. Start figuring out how these technology will solve the local problem. I'll give you an example. E-commerce. It took 15 years for us to copy an e-commerce, right? 2000 e-commerce started in the US. 2015 it took off. Why it took 15 years? Because trust problem. People did not trust buying products online. So how did they solve? With cash on delivery, right? Cash on delivery was run by India Post for hundreds of years. So it took somebody to look at the e-commerce model of US and apply the India Post model of cash on delivery. Then the industry took off. So it took 15 years to align this. What is the problem? Merely copying technology is not going to help. You need to understand the psychology of your customer. So once you understand the psychology of customer, you are able to make the product selling. So this is the same for you. When you start looking at solution, don't just merely copying trending technologies, what is happening out there in the developed countries. Inspire by the technologies, but localize and tropicalize the solution so that when you go to the market, it is sellable. Because I repeat again, we are looking for entrepreneurs. We are not looking at only the innovators. Innovator become entrepreneur when you're able to build a successful business. When the business becomes successful, a pain point of a customer is solved. For the pain point, the customer is willing to pay you money for your solution. When she pays the money to you, and she's going to demand a best product from you. If you give her a best product and she is happy with the product, she's going to go tell the world that how this product solved the problem for her, and you build an amazing business. So coming back, look at the template, look at the team very detailed, and then go back in the business side, look at the market, look at the product, look at the competition, how innovative the product is going to be, look at the customer segment, whose problem is going to solve, how big is the problem is, and when you solve it. Because when you create the product, when you start creating business, we start looking at a one word called scale. What is scale? Means that when you have very innovative product and you start selling the solution to that person, how many people like this? Is there 100 people have the same problem, or 1,000 people, or billion people? Remember earlier I mentioned India's, if you create a product that every Indian would buy, then you are $1 billion business. So that is your target segment. If your solution is going to reach a broader market, if your solution is going to reach that people, you can build a 50 crore company in the next 10 years. So start looking at a scalable business model as well, because otherwise the technology solution that you develop will have a very, very smaller segment. We see a lot of solutions product for the sector which is inclusive, which is a disability sector, right? In the last 3 years, we have quite a lot we have seen in the physically challenged, visually challenged and all that. So when you start looking at the segment like this, it's a very smaller segment, but you have an opportunity to go deeper in technologically best. Then you become not only the Indian product, you become a global product. That means that your innovation should be very, very stronger, right? So So we have seen people coming up with this product, this product is only available from overseas, which costs 20 lakhs, we should be able to make it at 20,000. So this is, you are playing on price. Not only playing on price, but make sure that you're innovative as well. What do we call reverse innovation? If you're able to create a quality product at an affordable price, even a developed countries would need it. So that's called reverse innovation. So that is why when you look at this innovation, it should be world class. Your product innovation should be world class, and if your segment in India is very small, you can look at the global segment. So this is a model that Israel has. People look at Israel as a very small country, but many of the startups coming with very innovative solution, when they applied in Israel, what do? They go to the global market, they go to US. So this is an opportunity. If you're looking at a smaller segment products, which is mostly people targeting the challenged section, visually challenged, physically challenged, inclusive businesses, there may be a smaller market. But if you're targeting those products for that market, look at a global market. To become a global market, you got to be technically superb. So that means the innovation should be really awesome, and you could play on the price as well that you could look at. Then we see quite a lot of products, quite a lot of solutions you guys look at for government. So right now you are a startup and government is gearing up to support more and more startups. But today if you create your product only for government, you may not be able to see the immediate results, right? And we are trying to work with government, try to see how to have startups can get into start selling government, but it is in a very nascent stage. Few states have created green channels for startups. Government of India has created a GEM portal for startups, but in a very early stage. So I would urge, when you start looking at these problems and solutions, start looking at how can you solve for the mass market, and government, if it happens, it's a bonus, but don't just start with the solution that I will target the government sector, because there could not be immediate commercialization opportunity available. But government is opening up, but not there yet. So I would urge you start looking at this 1 billion Indian people who could buy your product. That should be a market. Start creating solution for targeting that solution market, because that's a scalable model. That's a target segment is huge that you can target it. So that will also help you to build what I call a scalable businesses, right? Because when you build a scalable business, and it's very important, because then only you'll create jobs. Then only you'll be able to hire thousands of people, solve a problem, at the same time provide job opportunities, and also you can build a very scalable, profitable business for yourself as well. But if the scale does not happen, not a problem, but you be aware about the segment you're targeting. Is it scalable or not? If it is not scalable in India, you have to create a global product. If it's scalable in India, you have to make sure that it is affordable, so that mass people in India could buy, because India's per capita income is $1,800. That means if you make more than 1.5 lakh a year in this country, you are rich in this country. So that we are a low income country. So that is where the major of the market, the billion market is there. There are 250 million in India who have internet access, who have a little bit higher disposable income. That's a very, very small market. That is why you see that many startups in the technology IT space, they all target the 250 million. They all struggle because the market is very small. But if we create a solution for a 1 billion, that we can build a scalable business, then you can build an amazing business for yourself.